Hello and welcome to the YouTube channel D Creations Resources. We are looking at different concepts from mathematics, especially real analysis and pre-calculus. And today we are going to look at laws of exponents. Now, if you recall, earlier we have seen what exponents are and the motivation why we need exponents, and we have seen that if you have to multiply a number with itself several number of times, it will be difficult to go on writing this if the number is very large. So instead we have a concise notation in this form, which is, say, this 9 raised to 2 is equal to 81. That's all. Now since it was 2, it looked small, but imagine that instead of 2, if it was 200, then you could have just written as 9 raised to 200 instead of writing 9 200 times. So that saves a lot of efforts. Now let us look at the laws of exponents. There are certain rules, and you can see a list of laws here, and instead of just reading them out one by one, I would like to explain them by using a numerical example. So I have taken some numbers specifically. So as we have seen, this is a base A, which we are taking as 2. Then there are powers m and n, which we are taking as 4 and 1. Also there's another base B, which we are taking as 3, and some calculations to help you. So let's start with zero exponent law, which is a raised to 1 gives 1. Any number raised to 0 gives you 1. So here the number is 2, 2 raised to 0 is 1. Even if the number had been 2000, 2000 raised to 0 will also give you 1. Identity exponent law. So any number raised to 1, if the power is 1, the number you get it back itself. So 2 raised to 1 is 2. Similarly, even if it was 2 million, the number that raised to 1 is going to give you back 2 million. Then there is product law. So here putting numbers is going to be helpful. A raised to m into a raised to n. Now what is our a here? A is 2, m is 4, and n is 1. So a raised to m is 2 raised to 4, a raised to n is 2 raised to 1. So 2 raised to 4 into 2 raised to 1. So actually if you solve the left hand side, you will see that 2 raised to 4 we have given here is 16 and 2 raised to 1 is 2. So 16 into 2 is 32. Now let's look at the right hand side. In the right hand side you see that it's a raised to m plus n. That means 4 plus 1, which is 5. So 2 raised to 4 plus 1, which is 2 raised to 5, which is 32. So this is the right hand side. So you can see that left hand side and right hand side are matching. Similarly, you will have quotient law, where 2 raised to 4 divided by 2 raised to 1. The law is a raised to m divided by a raised to n gives you a raised to m minus n. So 2 raised to 4 divided by 2 raised to 1. If you just look at the left hand side, 2 raised to 4 again is 16. 2 is 2, 2 raised to 1 is 2, so 16 divided by 2 is 8, so that is your LHS, left hand side. What about the right hand side? On the right hand side, you will write it as a raised to m minus 1, so 2 raised to 4 minus 1, so 2 cube, which is again 8. You can see that both left and right hand side are matching, and that's the quotient law. Now let's look at the negative exponents law, a raised to minus m. That you will be able to write it as 1 upon a raised to m. So 2 raised to minus 4 is just 1 upon 2 raised to 4. So basically 1 upon 16. And with that logic, a raised to minus 1 will be just a raised to 1 upon a raised to 1, which is basically 1 upon a. So 2 raised to minus 1 is just half, 1 by 2. Now power of a power, a raised to m raised to n. So 2 raised to 4 raised to 1. 4 into 1 is 4. So simply this is 2 raised to 4, which is 16. Then we have power of a product. AB raised to m is a raised to m into b raised to m. So if you take a as 2, b as 3, AB raised to m is 2 into 3 raised to 4. 2 into 3, as you know, is 6. So basically 6 raised to 4. 6 raised to 4 is basically square of 36, which is square of 6 itself. So how much is it? 1296. Now even if you do it separately, 2 raised to 4 is 16 and 3 raised to 4 is 81. Even if you multiply 81 and 16, you will get the same number. Similarly, power of a quotient 2 upon 3 raised to 4 is 2 raised to 4 divided by 3 raised to 4. 2 raised to 4 is 16, 3 raised to 4 is 81. So these are basically the laws of exponents. They make the calculations much simpler. If you just, and you don't have to mug them up, they're pretty logical, as you can see. So try to remember them, and whenever you're solving or doing calculations, try to use them, apply them, and then life will be easy. Okay, thank you.